Hey, how you doing? Okay, ready for some yoga? We are going to chill out. We're going to release stress. We're going to get a little bit bendy. And we're going to work up to a balance pose to basically help us find balance in life. So balance on the mat, balance in your life. That's really the goal, is to have balance, isn't it? So let's go ahead and jump on the mat. We're going to start in our seated position. Crisscross applesauce, half lotus, whatever feels comfortable for you. You could be in hero's pose, which is on your knees, and just find a comfortable spot. Make sure your sit bones are on the mat, hands on your knees, shoulders rolled down and back, and chin parallel to the floor. And just close your eyes and let's take some deep breaths here. Just kind of transition our time from the real world to our time on the mat. Inhaling in and exhaling. And just focus on the breath. Having trouble releasing the day's worries, the to-do list, focus on a word, just a mantra, just one word, something that you want more of in your life. More love, more peace, more serenity, more calm, a positive word, and just focus on that and repeat that to yourself as you continue to breathe and throughout the practice today. And even off the mat, it's a great thing to just focus on one word, a positive word, an affirming word of where you want to be, and you'll find that it starts to bring peace into your life and focus and calm. Last big breath here. All right, go ahead and open those eyes, and we are going to do some lateral side bends. So take your right hand on the mat, inhale in, and as you exhale, reach that left hand up and over. Feel that stretch down your side. Inhale, let's go to the other side. Exhale, stretch. Find that space in the spine and the space up the side of your body. Inhale, move to the other side, and exhale. You can look up at your elbow if you like. Inhale. And as you exhale, back to the other side. Let's do two more here. Inhale. Exhale as you reach out. Really get a good stretch. Last one. Inhale. And exhale into that stretch. That feels good, doesn't it? Inhale, come back to center. And we're going to do some seated twists. So take that right hand behind you, inhaling. And as you exhale, take that left hand to your right knee and slowly twist. Let's go to the other side. Inhale, left hand behind. Exhale, right hand on right knee, and slowly twist. Let's go back to the other side. Inhale. Exhale into that twist. Making sure that back is straight. That chin is parallel to the ground. Back to the left. Inhale. And exhale into that twist. And inhale back to center. All right, let's go ahead and unwind our legs, and we're going to do a nice little seated forward fold. If you need some assistance, grab some blocks or grab a pillow, and this will help you kind of lean in, no pun intended, into this pose. So I'll stack my blocks like this if I'm just getting started. on the day and I don't feel as flexible, I might be really tight from sitting behind the computer, this will help me. So inhale and bring those arms up. Make sure you're sitting on those sit bones, they're on the mat. As you exhale, hinge from your hips forward. Now see, this is giving me a little support. And make sure those shoulders are down your back. And as you start to feel more flexible, you can remove a block. Inhale, and as you exhale, hinge from those hips. The goal is to get your belly to your legs, not your head to your knees. You don't want a completely rounded back in this. And just breathe, have a slight bend in your knees. And feel the stretch. The stretch should be going up your hamstrings, through your glutes and into your lower back. This is great if you've been sitting all day. Each inhale, I want you to find some space in your spine. And as you exhale, go deeper into the pose. One more big breath here. And roll up gently. You should be getting a little more flexible. That should have felt good. Now if you have a strap or a belt or a towel, I highly recommend you use this for the next pose. So go ahead and turn on your mat and we're going to slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And when we reach this, we're going to do the reclining version of the pose that we're going to do a little bit later. So I want you to bring your right foot up. If you need to, you can grab it with your two peace fingers, or if you have a strap, you can wrap your strap around your foot so that your right foot is totally straight up in the air. Knee has a micro bend in it. Left hand is down flat on the ground. And at inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to slowly let that leg slip out to the side while keeping your left glute on the ground. So that's where your challenge is going to be, because gravity is going to want to lift you all the way up with all that weight in your right foot trending downward. Just hold here and breathe. Feel a nice stretch in your inner thigh. One more big breath. Go ahead and bring that foot all the way back up. Bend it. Now bring your left leg up. Again, you can use your peace fingers and your big toe for this. Your knee can be bent. That's perfectly fine. When you're ready, on an exhale, let that foot slowly drop while keeping your right glute as close to the mat as possible. It's going to want to rise, and that's okay, but don't let it totally roll over. You're going to defeat the purpose of this stretch. I can feel it in my inner thigh. One more big breath here. Go ahead and bring that leg back up. Bend it. And lower it to the mat. And now we're just going to roll over, or I'm going to roll like a rolly bug, all the way up. You can roll onto your side and push yourself up. We're going to go into cat-cow. Stretch that back, so I want your knees underneath your hips, legs hip-width apart, wrists underneath your shoulders, and as you inhale, I want you to arch your back, tip that tailbone to the sky, and as you exhale, I want you to pull that belly button to your spine, round those shoulders, pushing away from the mat. Inhale. Exhale in a cat. Inhale in a cow. Tip that tailbone up. Oh, get a good stretch. Exhale in a cat. And I want you now to go ahead and tuck those toes. You may need to move your hands out a little bit. We're going to go into downward facing dog, first one of the day. I like my down dog, my upside down V to be a little wider. So go ahead and find a pose that feels best for you. Tip that tailbone up into the sky, pull in that belly button, stretch through those shoulders. Take a big breath here. And then bend your knees and walk to the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart. And when you're ready, micro bend in your knees. I want you to slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. If you're doing too fast, you might pass out, and we don't want that. You might injure yourself. Who wants that? All right, now we're going to go into a couple of sun salutations. You're going to love me today because we're going to throw in some core work. All right, so inhale, arms wide and high. Exhale, swan dive into forward fold. Inhale, half lift, roll those shoulder blades down. Exhale, palms to mat. We're going to step back into plank. And then we're going to roll out on our right hand, shoulders stacked over your wrist into a side plank. Come back to center plank. And roll out onto the left for another side plank. Back to center plank. And then I want you to slowly lower into chaturanga, down to your mat. Inhale up into high cobra, pull those shoulder blades back, find some space in your spine. Inhale, tuck those toes back into downward facing dog. Bend those knees and walk up to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Reverse swan dive, leading with your head all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms wide and high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to mat, stepping back into plank. Get a good plank position here. Wrists underneath your shoulders. And then roll out to your right into side plank. Back to center. Roll out to your left. Side plank. Back to center. And slowly lower into chaturanga. Up into cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Tip those hips up. Stretch out those shoulders. Take that right leg up and through. We're going to go into our warrior series. So bring that left foot, that back foot, into perpendicular to your front foot. So we can rise up into warrior one. I knew I was going to regret leaving my hair down. Line up those hips. They're not going to twist all the way to the front, but as much as they can. Shoulders will go straight to the front. Arms up over your head. Make sure that front leg's in a good lunge and active. Big breath here. Let's roll out into warrior two. Shoulders, hips are in alignment. Still in that lunge, looking out those front fingers. Back and reverse warrior. I'm bringing my hand behind my back as I stretch up with my right arm, still trying to stay in that lunge. Come back into warrior two. I want you to straighten that front leg. We're going to go right into triangle. Inhale, reach out towards the front. Micro bend in your knee. As you exhale, just tip over. Hand goes on your shin. Left hand goes to the sky. You can look down, or you can look up, or you can look right at me. Go ahead and come back up into warrior two. Back into warrior one, twisting those shoulders towards the front. Hands down around your front foot. Step back. rest for a moment. And then kick that left foot up and through. Right foot down and back, perpendicular to the front foot. Go ahead and come up. Twist those hips as far forward as you can. And then bring those shoulders forward. Arms up above your head. Belly held in. Tailbone tucked slightly. Exhale out into your warrior two. Get out over those front fingers, keeping those arms strong. Back into reverse warrior. Staying in that lunge, getting a good stretch out. Back into warrior two. Straighten out that front leg. If you have to bring your back foot in here, that's good. Micro bend in that front leg. Inhale, lean forward. And as you exhale, tip over into triangle. Right hand to the sky. Keeping those hips aligned. Pushing forward, active. Almost like you're between two planes of glass. Back up strong into warrior two. Back into warrior one. Bring those hands down to the mat. Kick back into downward facing dog. Good stretch here. Go ahead and drop those knees. Go into child's pose for a breath or two. Getting those glutes close to those heels. Let's go ahead and kick back up into downward facing dog. And I want you to walk your hands back to your feet. When you get there, slowly roll up. Don't want you to pass out. Vertebrae by vertebrae until you're at the top. Okay, I'm going to come to the front of my mat here. You can stand like this if you want, or let your feet go on opposite sides of the mat. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. So I'm going to bring my legs wide, my feet are parallel, my knees are slightly bent. There's that micro bend again. We're going to fold at the hips. Put your hands at your hips. Slowly fold. Using your glutes and your hamstrings to hold you so you don't fall over until you get down to the floor. You need a block to hold you up. Go ahead and use that. If you want to go a little bit deeper, take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toe, and give yourself a gentle push. Pull. How about a pull? A push would be awkward. That wouldn't be right. And just breathe. On the next breath, I want you to walk over to your right foot. Put your left foot down by your right foot, and I want you to bring your right hand up and twist towards the sky. Nice spinal twist with this forward fold. Go ahead and bring that hand back down. And let's walk to the left. And we're going to do the same thing, twisting. Make sure you have that micro bend in your knees. Don't want you jacking up your knees. All right, bring that hand back down. Let yourself hang loose for a second. Neck hangs loose, arms are loose. Jelly, jelly. Nice stretch in your back, letting gravity do all the work. When you're ready, I want you to put that micro bend back in your knees. If you've lost it, it should still be there. And we're going to slowly, using our hamstrings and our glutes, come back up to standing. We're not using our back in any of this. This is all legs and glutes. And I want you to just bring your feet together, hip width apart. And now we're going to go on to our balance poses. This is the fun stuff. I'm going to move my mat ahead just a hair. I scoop back a lot during the Warrior series for whatever reason. Okay, so I want you to find balance on your left foot. That is going to be your foundation for this. You want the heel of your foot, you want the mound of your foot, and you want your toes spread. All of those three areas should be firmly on the mat. I want you to inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to bring your right knee up, bent and foot flexed. You're going to hold it there. You can not use your hands at all. Find a focal point because it's really going to help you with balance. Make sure your shoulders are down and back, your belly is held in tight. If you'd like to, you can twist to the side. A little trickier because you have to move your focal point. I like to skip my gaze to get there. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go ahead and come back to the center. I don't know if you noticed how I skipped. As you exhale, let that foot go down. And do the same thing on the right side. So make sure that your heel, the mound of your foot, and all your toes are spread and have a good foundation. Inhaling in. And as you exhale, bring up that left leg, foot flexed. Hold in that belly. This leg is super tight. And go ahead and give yourself a gentle twist if you like. Moving your gaze to the side. Oh, so close to cracking my back. It's like the best feeling ever. That and cleaning out your ears. Q-tips, I swear. All right, let's go ahead and come back to the front. Skip that gaze. And bring that left foot down. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to do our big balance pose here. Drum roll, please. I'm going to try it with my strap. I can do it with my fingers. Sounds awkward. Sounds weird until I show you how to do it. So, find your balance on your left foot, just like we did a second ago. Exhale, bring that right leg up. Take your peace fingers, wrap it around the inside of your big toe, and your elbow should be on the inside of your leg. Now what you're going to do on your exhale is bring out your foot and find your balance. Now, keep holding if you're there. If you want to do it with a strap, same thing. Bring the strap around, arms on the inside of your leg. Your other hand is on its hip. On an exhale, bring your foot out. Gotta have that focal point for this one. Alright, bring it back in and down. I left a couple of you hanging out there for a while. Okay, let's do it on our left foot. So, right foot firmly on the mat. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring up your left foot. You want to use your strap. Go ahead and get that in position. I get a little bit higher. And then, whoop. And an exhale. Straighten out your leg. And bring it out to the side. One more breath. And bring that knee back in. Woo! Drop your pose. That was easier, yet a little more challenging with the strap. I've never done that before. All right, so let's go back to the front of the mat. One last sun salutation with my torture series with abs. Inhale. As you exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Make sure those feet are hip width apart. Feel Feel that stretch and forward fold. You should be feeling loosey-goosey by now. Inhale and a half lift. Exhale, back into forward fold. Stepping back into plank, find your plank. Shoulders over your wrists. Holding that belly. Roll out onto the right side to side plank. Next time my hair goes up, come back to the center. And roll out to the left. Shoulders stacked over that wrist. Hip held high, don't let it sag. Back to the center. Slowly lower into chaturanga. Inhale into cobra. And just push back into child's pose. You deserve it. Such a little blissful vacation. All right, go ahead and push up. We're going to come to a seated position on our mat. Finish our practice off today. I want you to come into bound angle or cobbler's pose with the heels of your feet together. Make sure that your sit bones are on the mat. Just sitting tall, your spine is straight, your chin is parallel to the ground, shoulders down and back. Did I say belly held in? Hold that belly in. All right, now we're going to do a twist in this. So similar to the twist we did in the beginning, we're going to breathe in. And as we exhale, we're using that right hand behind us, and the left hand on the knee, and twist on that exhale. Inhale, find more space in the spine. And as you exhale, go deeper into that twist. One last time. All right, let's go to the other side. Big breath in. On your exhale, I want you to twist to the left, keeping that spine straight. Inhale, find space. Exhale, go deeper into that twist. One more time. Very good. All right, inhale, come back to center. And we're going to do cow face pose. So I'm not feeling super flexible in my hips today. I'm going to sit on a block. It's going to make it a little bit easier for me to stack knees in this position. So, cow face pose. You want to just crisscross your legs so that your knees are stacked on top of one another. Bring your legs out. Flex those feet. That's really it right there. So it's a little bit easier when you have some height underneath your rear to get into this. But it is a great, great stretch right here in the hip flexor region. If you suffer from anything IT oriented and you're a runner, do this stretch. All right, if you're chronically sitting all the time behind a computer, we are going to do eagle arms here. If you cannot do eagle arms, go ahead and do a stretch like this, like you normally do before you do any workout. That's like a common stretch. So eagle arms, arms out to the side. Inhale, and as we exhale, I'm going to bring my right arm underneath my left and twist them up. And you should feel the stretch in your back, your shoulders. I want the bottoms of your arms where your triceps are to be parallel to the floor. So lift those babies up. The more you lift them up, the more of a stretch you're going to get in your shoulders. Hold that belly in. Sitting up straight and breathing. One more breath. Go ahead and unwind your arms. Woo. We need that, right? I'm in the center of the circle. Let's go. Okay. Go ahead and unwind your legs. You might want to give them a little shimmy shake. Now let's go to the opposite side. So my left foot's on the bottom. My right foot's going over top. I kind of go into half Lord of the Fishes and then bring my legs out and flex my feet. There we go. And we're just going to do the opposite arms here. So my right went under last time, my left will go under this time. And parallel to the floor. And breathe. You might need your mantra word, whatever that is. Hope, bliss, happiness. Belly in and breathe. Feel that stretch all around. Last big breath. Go ahead and unwind again. Let yourself give your arms a wiggle. I'm going to come off of my block and just come back into crisscross applesauce. Whatever leg was crossed in the beginning, I want you to challenge yourself and do the opposite. It's all about balance. We want to stretch both sides of our bodies, so make sure that you do that so that your body is balanced. Balance on the mat, balance in life. That is the key to happiness, right? All right, so take a deep breath, roll those shoulders down and back, hands on knees. Breathe in. Breathe in again. One more big breath and just let it all out. All cathartic, all the stress, all the anxiety, everything. Very good. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad you came. I hope you were able to find some peace in your busy, chaotic day. And I can't wait to see you on the mat again. Take care. Namaste. I will see you soon. See ya.